Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth, and this is my Tougher Journey update the week of November 7th. So I'm staying committed to my weekly video updates on Wednesdays, so good for me. A little victory there, because I don't always enjoy doing them, especially if I haven't done well during that week. Um, and another good victory for me is since I talked to you last, I've lost 2 pounds. So I'm a little bit closer to where I was before I started gaining weight. So hopefully by next week, I'll be back down to that 51-pound mark where I was, and then I can start focusing on losing more weight. So I feel really good about that. I have to say, it's in so many ways, it's like day one of my 90-day challenge because I've had to really be laser focused about food, and like even sometimes I'm by myself and I start having a craving for something, and I start like my mind starts wandering thinking of how I could take care of that craving, and I'll have to like audibly verbally say outside or out loud, no, I'm not going to have chocolate, or no, I'm not going to cheat. So it's that's kind of funny that I'm having to return to that, but I'm glad it works for me, and I'm glad that it's helped me be faithful. So that's good. Um, I've had a pretty good food week this week. Shayla last week had me print out my meals, and she sat down and looked at them. And then this week has been a little challenging because, as far as planning goes, because I'm going to a party tomorrow night, and then Friday night I have family coming in town, and we just have stuff going on, and we're going to be eating out a little bit. So it's kind of hard for me to plan in advance for at least for my family coming in town and eating out. I have to say though, Shayla has been so good for me because I found out what was on the menu for the party I'm going to tomorrow night. And I mean, if I didn't know the people well, of course I wouldn't ask, but thankfully I knew. I know the person who's hosting it well enough to say, "Hey, I really need to stick to plan. So what's on the menu for the party?" I sent it to Shayla, which I loved because I was totally expecting her to just say, "Okay, eat this and this, but not this." But instead, she said, "Take those foods that are on the menu, go look up the nutritional information, and tell me what it is." So that was really a good lesson for me. Plus, it was eye-opening, and it kind of showed me, wow, I can eat things that are at the party, but I'm going to have to supplement a little bit to get my protein up. So, anyway, so I did that, and I loved what I learned through that. So it's always a good idea. I mean, come on, holidays are coming up, and it can be really challenging to stay on your plan when you've got all this yummy food around you. So, for me, it's not the parties so much that are hard. It's the family get together for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, because that's all it's focused on really is just the food. Whereas at a party, you're mingling, you're not sitting down around a table gorging yourself. So I think I'll do okay at parties, but it was a topic of conversation this week at the gym. What are you going to do about Thanksgiving? And I asked one of the trainers, Quentin, what he's going to do. I'm like, "Quentin, what you going to do for Thanksgiving? Especially if you were trying to lose weight, what would you do? Would you say, okay, that's going to be my cheat meal, or what are you going to do?" And he said, "I would have turkey and green beans, and that's it. And my family knows about it." So, you know what? I think that's a realistic goal for me. Like, not just turkey and green beans, come on. But I'm gonna say no sugar. And I'm not gonna have sugar at Thanksgiving. And I'm not gonna eat a lot of carbs. I think I'll have some turkey, and I'll have as many fresh vegetables as are presented to me, and that's it. I'm not going to have a bunch of sweets or bread or anything like that. So that's my plan. I'll let you know how it goes. But I think it's wise to plan before you go. Get it in your mind and be set about it so that when you walk in the door, you're not overwhelmed by all the yummy things that are there. So anyway, good luck with that. I'm curious to see what everybody does for Thanksgiving. Do you just like set that day aside and then get back on track? I learned a valuable lesson with that because on day 90 of my challenge, it was July 4th. And so I said, I'm going to enjoy the grilling on, the cookout on July 4th. And I ended up gaining 3 pounds. It's just not worth it to me. I mean, it takes almost 2 weeks to lose that. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, my trainer, Shayla, is now the new 90-day person. She is cracking me up. She's amazing, and she's doing a great job. It's so interesting to watch her go through this herself and hear her verbalize the same things that I struggle with. And to hear that the workouts are hard or staying focused on your eating can really be challenging. So it's, it just reminds me, just like she always told me before, it doesn't matter how big or fit you are or overweight or whatever, it's hard for everybody. So that was encouraging. But you guys should check out her videos. It's almost like being one of her clients. I mean, you just learn so much. Another thing I wanted to tell you was that I made a decision about my clothes. I know I said maybe a month or so ago, I was just struggling with what to do with my clothes that are too big now. And I was a little bit afraid of getting rid of them because, I don't know, that just seems like a lot of money to throw away. But I found that it was almost comforting to have those clothes nearby, like, oh, I can fit into them, if I need to or whatever. I don't want to have an excuse to gain weight, and I don't want to have a provision if I gain weight. So I have been a little bit at a time going through my old clothes and bagging them up for charity. And yes, it's a little bit scary, but it feels good. Like, I'm never going to be that size again. I'm not going back to that size. So that feels really good. And pulling out some of the clothes that my girlfriends have given me that are much smaller than what I've been wearing, that feels good to be able to wear those. I don't know, it's inspiring and it's encouraging. It just feels good. So anyway, I've set like a little mini goal for myself. I would like to lose a total of 5 pounds by Thanksgiving, and I think I can do that. That just means 3 more pounds for me, but if I surpass that, awesome. And then once I reach that, then I'm going to set another mini goal to reach by the end of the year. So we are going on a little surprise vacation in December that my kids don't know about yet, and that's going to be a real challenging one, but I know, with Shayla's help and with planning and determination, I'll be fine. So, and then the last thing I wanted to tell you is that because I had been inconsistent in my workouts, I even missed a workout today because I had stomach issues, but getting back into the gym and working like seriously hard, it's tough. And yesterday I had a semi-private with Shayla, and I was was exhausted. My feet were hurting for some reason. I have no idea why. And my arms were just dying from my workout the night before. And I was like, Shayla, really, really? And then she just looked at me and she said, Elizabeth, do you want to reach your goals or not? And I mean, that's all she had to say. I was like, yes, ma'am, I sure do. So let's get on it. And you know what? That's a good thing just to remind yourself of, is what are your goals and what's it going to take to get there? And no being a whiny butt about it. Get up and do your workout. So yeah, I needed to hear that. It was a good little reality check and a good wake-up call for me. So, okay, that's all I have for tonight. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you next week, hopefully a little bit lighter. Bye.